The doctors told me that there's no treatment, no cure. Literally, it felt like I was all alone in this because that's such a rare neurological disorder that nobody's even heard of it. And it's one of those things where you trust your doctor, but you don't believe in everything that they say because you have to figure out, they told me there's nothing I could do. And I said, bullshit, there's gotta be something that I could do. My name is Keenan Boyd. I'm from Louisville, Texas. Growing up for me was a little bit different. My dad had what's called SCA3, it's a rare genetic neurological disease. Seriously, hopelessness, because there was no treatment, no cure, nothing that you could do except for sit around and wait it out. Until it got worse and worse, until they eventually stopped being able to take care of themselves. And there was very little information about it. So all I could see is him falling and him just not being able to keep his balance around the house and falling into walls and stuff like that. So it was depressing for me. And then 6 months after he passed away from it, I was diagnosed with it. So it was kind of like a, Keenan, you're up next type thing. When I first found out that I had it, I was as depressed could be because my dad had just passed from it. 6 months before, I had seen him go through this progression of not being able to walk, falling into stuff, needing help with everything. It's called ataxia in general, but there's Friedreich's ataxia, there's Spinocerebellar ataxia. That's the kind that I have. Basically, it's a mutation in my genes that creates a protein that causes my cerebellum to stop firing to my spinal cord. So your cerebellum starts degenerating over time. And there's no approved treatment from the FDA and no cure right now. So at first I started noticing my gait was off. That means my walking pattern was kind of off. And then I started noticing myself losing my balance often. And then my dexterity started messing up, which I had difficulty tying my shoes. And then eventually I couldn't get dressed standing up. It's your coordination, your speech, and your balance. So I noticed it mainly in my speech and my coordination. Recently, it's more my cognitive abilities, where it causes me to think about what I'm saying while I'm saying it. So needless to say, kind of stutter a lot. I don't know, it's like I lose my vocabulary often. It's like simple words like chair, I'll forget, you sit on that, what's it called, the thing where you sit on? And then the chair comes to mind. And so I have long-term and short-term memory loss every now and then. Again, it takes away your ability that your cerebellum controls. Everything that your cerebellum controls, it slowly diminishes. It's scary. And needless to say, I turned to some things that I'm not proud of in coping. And then eventually I came out of that and I decided that if this is gonna be done, I have to do it myself, where you can't rely on doctors because you have multiple doctors. I have 5 or 6 doctors that I go see frequently. And they're essentially so how you doing? That's great. All right, see you in 6 months. So doctors don't really understand the pain that's associated with this disease. Like the neuropathy for my legs was serious, probably one of the worst symptoms that I had until I had to just get used to it. Hydrocodone was only a mess pain for so long. And then whenever the 5 stopped working, I decided to just take myself off of it instead of going up on the medication. So, because I didn't want to be on pain pills for the rest of my life. But the pain associated with this disease is horrible. Plus, the fact that it makes you feel like less than a man. Whatever you can't balance and you can't control yourself, it's like you're drunk. It looks like you're drunk all the time. So people are asking, oh, are you okay? Yeah, bro, I have a neurological disorder or something like that. You're constantly having to try to explain yourself instead of just doing what you want. And it makes you feel like less of a man. Honestly, it makes you feel like you can't protect or take care of anybody else. I went to this program called the Adaptive Training Foundation. They were the catalyst to my mindset change. One of their mottos is defy impossible. And it really helped me too, because you're not supposed to be able to get better from this at all. And I was able to get slightly better over the course of 9 weeks, proving to myself that I could possibly get everything back, or slow down the progression on my own. Consistency is keys. Whatever you feed yourself daily is however you're gonna be. And they say that your thoughts become your words become your actions become a character. That's 100% true, because I literally had to start from the beginning where I was feeding my thoughts positive things in order to think positive things, in order to stop. Why am I in this much pain? Why am I worrying this much? Why am I so about myself? and dealing with this by myself, and I'd get out of that mindset and figure out what I could do. When I have him, it makes me feel good because he pulls me, and it's something that I should fall, but I'm able to, I guess, use my strength and my core to keep him from pulling me over. So it all started out probably about 2.5 years ago when I started just walking a half mile around my neighborhood, and then it became like a mile a day for 30 days, and then I realized that I was steadily just improving my gait. So now it's a mile to 3 miles, and I'm gonna see how far I can push myself. But it's like I've lost my ability to run because my body doesn't coordinate that way anymore, but I can still walk. And so it's just doing what I can, when I can, where I can. So for anyone that's diagnosed with ataxia or spinocerebellar ataxia, doesn't matter if it's type 2, type 3, type 4, just know that you're gonna hear a lot of negativity behind it. And you have to focus on the positivity, do what you can consistently every single day, and you get to find out who you are. You get to find out how tough you are, how strong you are, and know that it doesn't matter what other people think or what other people say, as long as you're doing what you need to do for yourself.